To begin this loop, you want to start with the threads you're going to knot over. The length you want for these will vary depending on whether you'll be knotting with them after you've created your loop. For instance, if you're making a traditional friendship bracelet like this, in which case you would want to measure out roughly 1 foot of thread for every inch of bracelet necklace you're making. On the other hand, if you're making more of a macrame style bracelet like this, you will need to measure out enough thread to wrap around your wrist about 4 times. Once you've measured out the threads you want to work your loop over, you'll need another thread to make the loop. For this one you want to measure out approximately 1 foot of thread per inch of bracelet required, plus 1 extra foot to create the loop. To begin your bracelet, you want to take your shortest threads, match up the ends and then run them through your fingers to find the centre. Next you want to take your longest thread and do the same thing, but you want to pull out an extra foot at one end. And then match the centre of the longest thread to the shorter ones, and then you can tie a knot to mark the centre. And once you've done that, you can attach the threads to the board, making sure that the part with the longest strand is at the bottom. So once you've got everything attached, you can take your longest thread and then work it in backward knots over the rest of the threads on the board. And as you're doing this, you should notice the knots are beginning to spiral around the rest of the threads. So every few knots you can take the working thread and just work it underneath the holding threads, just to help encourage the spiral as it goes round. And then just keep working your backward knots until you've got the loop part as long as you want it. Once you've got the loop as long as you want it, you should have something that looks like this. From here you could go on to create a teardrop loop like this, or you could work straight from the loop depending on what kind of bracelet you're making. For this one I did a spiral bracelet, so I worked straight from the loop, but you could create any kind of bracelet you prefer.